Alright, welcome to Hansen Speed Shop. Today we're going to be doing one of these 64 Nova Wagon gassers. I've been dying to do one of these. These came out last year, 2019, first in like a baby blue, and then this gray primer colored one. Got some really cool ideas for this car, and we're kind of known for doing tons of gassers here at Hansen Speed Shop. I usually like to do stuff that Hot Wheels hasn't done, but it is cool when they do come out with gassers, and then I don't have to do as much modifying. I can just kind of detail it out how I want it. So this thing's going to be pretty cool. We'll get this thing cracked open. I really was just a huge fan of this car when it came out, and it just has such neat detailing on it with the big injector stacks, the fender well headers, just the stance of it and everything. I just love this car, so it's going to be really cool. Got some neat ideas, like I said. We're going to give this kind of a real cool late 60s style gasser treatment. I've seen some guys, like on Deep Junk Garage, for example, he took the windows out of just the stock Hot Wheels 64 Nova Wagon, and usually you can find those in different colors. So we're going to be getting rid of the blue windows, swapping those out to a different color, and then obviously doing a repaint, detailing, and probably a wheel swap as well. And this thing is going to be sweet, really cool. So stick around, we'll get this thing drilled apart, stripped, and then we'll take a look at what we have to work. Alright guys, so we got the car all torn apart and stripped, and I already started doing some work on this thing. The body came out looking pretty clean after we stripped it. Here's a look at the chassis. Haven't decided 100% yet if I'm going to be running these wheels. If I do run them, I'll just detail them out and make them look a little bit nicer like I have on some previous builds. Here's a look at our interior piece. Engine, nice detailing on this thing. Really happy with this. Here's a look at our body. This thing came out looking really nice and clean. And then I took the windows out of just the stock Nova. Like I talked about, all you need to do on that is you have to notch this part right here in front of the front windows to clear this post right here. And then the stock windows did not have a back window, so I just cut that out also. That way you don't run any clearance with the rear post. Otherwise, it fits right in with everything. You don't have to do any other modifying. And then you can usually find the regular Novas with different colored glass in them, so that's going to work out really cool for this project, for what I have in mind. The next step is just going to be to start painting and detailing, so we'll take a look when we get to that point. Alright gang, so this is going to be kind of the final look that we'll take at the car. Before we get to the final unveil of it, pretty much have everything wrapped up. For the look on this car, I kind of am pulling from a few things as far as my inspiration for the final look of the car. Overall, for the look of this gasser, I'm kind of pulling some inspiration from one of my favorite gassers, or gasser builders, I should say, and drivers. Gary Porter, who drives the Night Stalker gasser, and a few other gassers he's built for the Southeast Gasser Association. Super cool car, super cool guy, and all of his gassers kind of have a really unique look to them. He's got like he's got a 55 Chevy that's green. I've actually built a replica of that car called the Night Stalker way early on in my YouTube videos. We did that car. Probably going to take another look at that one at some point in time, just because it's super cool and one of my favorite gassers of all time. And he also has, I think, a car called Frankenstein. It's like a T sedan, Model T sedan. Has kind of a similar look to it. Super cool. And then I think he also might have a Chevelle gasser as well. But they all have small block Chevys in them, and they have kind of this really unique yellow faded to orange header, and kind of similar looking wheels, and just overall cool kind of monster styling on them. Really dig it. So we kind of did the same thing on this car. Did the interior out, gold seats. I left the buckles on the seat belts chrome, left the roll bar chrome, The gas tank chrome, kind of detailed out the tack on the dash. Did the steering wheel gold, did all the floor and everything gloss black, and the dash gloss black, and then detailed out the gauges on the dash. Did the engine red just like they are in his cars, and then kind of did the headers out the same as on his cars. I think it looks super cool. I still got to detail out the headlights on here, otherwise this part's all done. Detailed up like the wheel wells gloss black also. And then all his cars, the chassis parts are all done out in white, which I think has a really cool vintage look to it. So he did the front axle white, and the rear ladder bars and shocks and everything white on here. All his cars have old school magnesium mag wheels. So we're just going to leave these stock wheels on here because they kind of have that look to them. As we talked about, we are going with the yellow windows. I did the body out in a nice gloss black from Testers. And one thing that I totally overlooked on this casting that you don't really even notice because there's so much graphics and stuff going on, this is actually a 4-door Nova, and I don't know, I just kind of had a brain fart or whatever, but I didn't even notice that basically till I had stripped the body. And I forgot to mention it earlier, the Hot Wheels actually did this as a 4-door Nova, which is wagon, would have been more common as a wagon to have a 4-door, but usually for hot rods you think they do 2-door wagons, which their other variation of that casting, I think I have one right here. Yeah, so this is the other version they have, and that's actually a 4-door too. This is what I pulled the windows out of for this car. So basically all that's left to do is the lettering up on the body, and we're going to be calling this thing the Bodysnatcher, which I'm pulling that name from an old AMT model. They reboxed the Munster Coach model in the 70s, and they called it the Bodysnatcher, and I think that was kind of a cool name to use on this car because it's kind of could fit a lot of bodies in here. It kind of has that kind of hearse type look to it, and going with the monster theme like Greg Porter does on all his cars, I think that's going to be super cool. So the next time we'll take a look at this car will be at the final unveil, so we'll check it out there. Alright guys, so it's time for the final unveil on our 64 Chevy Nova Wagon Gasser that we're calling the Bodysnatcher. Before we take a closer look at the car, I just want to remind everybody that next weekend, Saturday, July 25th, is the Hansen Speed Shop Budget Gasser Build-Off. A lot of cool builders are going to be in this thing, so don't forget to check that out next weekend. And go check out all these builders that are going to be in the build-off. Deep Junk Garage, 57 Ford Man, Drew's Custom Diecast, Diecast Outcast, D's Custom Diecast Restoration, Flying Valiant, My Diecast Addiction, Fastback Customs. Go check all those guys out. Really excited for that build-off. Should be pretty cool to see how cool of a period gasser guys can come up with for $5. Really hoping to showcase everyone's talent and creativity to make a car equivalent of something maybe somebody spent $20-$30 on, but you only spent $5 on, and it looks just as cool. That's what this build-off's all about. So here's our 64 Nova Wagon Gasser. This thing came out really cool. We took the name from an old AMT model from the 70s, which was a rebox of the Munster Coach, and they called it the Bodysnatcher. I thought that was really cool. Handed that logo on the side of the car, on both sides of the car. Came out really cool. Did the body in a gloss black. We did a window swap out of just the stock Hot Wheels 64 Nova Wagon. Just a few modifications have to be made to that, and it slips right into this body. Detailed out the headlights and taillights. Did the little B-Gas logo on the rear quarter panel. As you see, we did the interior in kind of a gold look, really nice, nice looking interior, nice detailing on the interior. We did the seats and the dash and all the door panels out in gold, and then did the floor out in a gloss black, and then I left the roll bar chrome. Detailed out the engine block in a gloss red, and then, as I talked about, I detailed out the headers in a satin yellow and orange, and then I did all the chassis parts out in a satin white. Came out really cool, has that cool vintage 60s look. If you guys dig the Bodysnatcher, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think. Don't forget to check out the budget gasser build off next weekend. This was kind of a little, to get kind of hyped up for that. I thought I'd do a gasser and kind of promote the build off. Stick around for some more pictures of the car. Otherwise, until next time, get out, work on your own projects, get your hands dirty, stay cool, and we'll catch you cats on the next one. Thanks for watching.